look at the middle, you see the stairs. There were 4 floors in the Coliseum. So we are missing them. Now we have only the skeleton of the building. Now, if the tickets were for free, how were the seats arranged? Huh? Class. Remember the elections? Entering in the Coliseum, like a glance, all the social classes of the ancient Republican times. Senators, first round. Second class, questions. Third, fourth, fifth class, the middle class, up to the top, the poor people and women. Even rich ones. Only the vestals were allowed to have the seats near the senators. All the other women up. It was a good gym. We have steps now. We have this system. Can we go quicker?
Imagine that the Coliseum was in any way covered
Okay, imagination. So what you see in the middle of the Colosseum was not visible. They are the subterraneans. The cages of the animals were underneath all around. Can you see all these cubicle blocks in rows in the middle? They are the elevators. So those are the lifting systems I was telling you about just in front of the reconstruction. All of that was covered with a wooden floor. The one on the left is a reconstruction, trapdoors. And on the wooden floor was spread sand. You know why? To soak up the blood. Otherwise, after a day of combat, would have been very slippery. That's why we call buildings like this arenas. Arena in Latin means just sand. So it's from the covering of the floor. At floor level, especially on the right, you can see there are niches, blind windows. Can you see them? Mm-hmm. Those were meant for security reasons. In there stayed kneeling down the whole day in this position, but kneeling down, professional archers. Because you know the lions can jump on the people. So they were ready to kill them. That was not enough. So these blind niches, the blind windows all around the floor level, those were for the archers. If you look at the only seats which are left, you can see they are higher. You have to imagine that in between the seats and the floor, there was a metal net, always for security reasons. And then you have to imagine all of this, which is a skeleton, all covered by seats, which means that where we are now, it was closed because the seats came up that way, up. So these were the internal corridors connecting the stairs to the many openings. Show you reconstruction. Totally destroying this book.
We know where like the emperor would sit.
Yes, now I'll tell you. First stop. Okay. See you now. It's not the right side, but anyway. Seats and openings for the people to come out at every floor. This was the appearance of the Colosseum originally. The emperor, can you see the black fence where the people are over there? That was the emperor place. You have to imagine a canopy and a throne. The black fence is modern. That was the best view over the Colosseum because it's a Colosseum is elliptical in shape. So it was the view over the long axis of the Colosseum. The opposite side, there was the entrance of the gladiators at the beginning of the games. They entered, crossed the floor, went on the other side, raised their head, and said the famous sentence in Latin, Ave, O Caesar, Hail, O Caesar. Every emperor was called Caesar. Morituri te salutant. Those who are about to die greet you. Very horror. And then they went down, waiting for the combats. Now, imagining the combats, let's find some shade, please. It's interesting because I told you we know about the gladiators and the games.
I wonder how much of this is reconstruction, or like built so that people could walk.
Something else before we find the shade. Now, about the famous naval battles, they didn't take place in the Colosseum. That's a legend, but you find it still in every book, even the most reliable ones. If you look at the subterraneans, you can understand it's not possible to have naval battles in there. There's no space. There were other amphitheaters in the Roman world which were empty. One has been found, it's very beautiful in Campania, in Pozzuoli, the ancient military harbor of Rome, and they could be filled with water, not the Colosseum. Someone think that only one naval battle took place in the Colosseum because it's mentioned by a poet, Martialis, Martial, and probably took place before the inauguration, before they actually built the subterraneans, but just once. Why there were no naval battles in the Colosseum? Because there was already a place for naval battles in Rome, near the Pantheon. Would be nice to find it. So, you know, there was no necessity to have another one in the Colosseum. So, Colosseum, no naval battle. Huh?
That would have been like way up there. What do you think?
Awesome.
It would have been huge. Imagine just how tall it would have been with seats, just nosebleed slaves. I mean, slaves weren't allowed in here, weren't they? They were the ones that pulled all the strings and
It's just amazing
were
to
the
see,
gladiators and
It's
stuff.
amazing to see how big it was, like, for that time, too.
I know.
You know, compared to, like, our stadiums now.